This is a train wreck already. Okay. Hello, kindly people of YouTube. Punk Rock Fairy Princess here. And today we're going to talk about Firebringer. Why? Because Starkid is amazing, and any excuse I could have to talk about Starkid, I am totally down with it. And also someone suggested on my The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals video that, you know, maybe I should do more of these, and I'm like, heck yeah. And also Starkid is turning 10 this year, and I thought some tributes to Starkid would be cool, so I'm thinking of just going in reverse chronological order through all of Starkid's videos. Not to worry though, I will post other videos in between. This is not going to become a solely Starkid channel, because I have more interest than just that. Although they are my current obsession. That was probably really terrifying, but like, you know what I mean. Also, I have a microphone now, like a legit microphone. Look at this beauty that I got for $10 at Best Buy. I'm very happy. Oh yes, look at my beautiful filming situation. Isn't it lovely? It's so professional. It's great. Yes. Tangent aside, let's get back to this beautiful musical that's set in the Stone Age. Came out in 2016. The music and lyrics are written by Meredith Stepien, who also plays Jamila, and Mark Swiderski, who helps with a lot of music for Starkid musicals. I personally really love this musical. I mean, I really love all Starkid musicals, but this one is definitely nearer to the top of my non-existent list of favorite Starkid musicals, because let's face it, I can't pick. And why do I love it so much, you ask? Well, first of all, the music in this show is absolutely, it's great. It's so much different than their other musicals. It's a lot more percussion-y and has like xylophone and stuff, and it's great. Also, the LGBT+ rep that is in this show is fucking glorious. I don't want to spoil too much, but there is an endgame gay relationship, which, yay. This is also Starkid's first female-led show, and, you know, yeah. And basically it follows this Stone Age era tribe as they deal with the discovery of fire, hence the name Firebringer. The costumes in this show, I don't think I said this in my The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals video, but Jun Saito, she does like all of the costumes for Starkid shows. She does a great job. Jun is such an underappreciated member of Starkid, and she is so good at what she does, and I am always super impressed by the costumes in Starkid shows. So, you know, props to her. The choreography in this show is especially good. I think I also didn't mention this in the Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals video, but the choreography for Starkid shows has gotten progressively better as they've gone along, and this specific one, the choreography was done by Denise Donovan and Nick Lang. I don't remember who did the choreography for the Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, but choreography, cool. I know nothing about like dancing at all, but as just like a casual musical goer, yeah, I thought that looked really cool. So yes. Okay, so that concludes the non-spoilery section. Now, if you haven't seen it, where have you been the last 2 years? Go watch it. I'm sorry, that sounded very mean, but like, seriously, go watch it. And if you have seen it or don't care about being spoiled, you know, whatever, let's continue. Since you are in this section, I'm assuming you probably at least know kind of how the plot goes. Zazzalil finds fire, shit goes down, Jamila leaves. Anyway, that was a terrible explanation of the plot, but you know what I mean. Okay. This video is a train wreck, y'all. It's great. Okay, everything's fine. The main themes of this show are responsibility and balance, which are explained to the main characters by Chorn. Let's just talk about that plot twist, though. I don't understand why, like, Starkid thought that anyone would guess that ending. I mean, it's so random and amazing, and it still makes absolute total sense with the plot line. Let's talk about actors and characters. Right, so the main character of Firebringer is named Zazalil, and she's played by the lovely Lauren Lopez, and she is amazing. I mean, it's Lauren Lopez, right? She's such a good actress, and she's such a good singer, and she's such a cool person. I don't know if I mentioned this. I actually met Lauren Lopez, like last year in October, I think it was. There was a Comic-Con. My first Comic-Con I ever went to because Lauren Lopez and Joe Walker were gonna be there, and that was like the first time I'd ever met someone like even remotely famous that I admired, and I was a fucking train wreck. I was so nervous. I didn't know how to talk to them. I got a picture with them. I will put that in here. Honestly, probably one of my happiest memories. No, that's sad. I can't say that. But like, she's such a nice person because honestly, I think Starkid is so fucking cool because they're like normal people, but they have a huge fan base. They're not like famous enough to like be like celebrities. Yeah, anyways, I met Lauren and Joe, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. And they're like, no, it's fine. And Joe gave me a high five, and it was, this is a tangent again, I'm sorry. Anyway, we were talking about Lauren as Zazalil. I loved Zazalil in the show. She's a really relatable character, and yet you can see that she is, like, you can see she has flaws. Like, she's really reckless, and she doesn't think about the consequences. Just casual references to the lyrics here. And I really like main characters that are flawed, and you can see how they, like, mess up, how, like Zazalil fucks everything up in the show. And honestly, I really love main characters that, like, you can see their flaws, but you still, like, totally support what they're doing. Yes, that makes all the sense in the world. Well done. Okay. Anyway, she goes through some great character development. I found Zazalil's character development really interesting. How in the beginning, you know, she's like the classic main character. She goes against like what the leader of her tribe says, and she wants to progress and invent new things, and yay. And normally that would be like your classic main character, and they would just overthrow the leader and become the leader. But that's not how the show ends, right? Because she overthrows the leader, and then she's like, wait, shit, I am not good at this at all. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then to keep control, she starts to copy some of Jamila's mannerisms, which I found really interesting. And I just love her character development throughout the show. I think it's fascinating because in the end she realizes, like, wait, I can't do this by myself. And just progressing forward without thinking about the consequences is just not how stuff works. And that brings me to Jamila, who is Zazalil's romantic interest in this show. She's played by Meredith Stepien, and yes, you heard that correctly. There is an endgame main character Woola relationship. Okay, I don't know if it's pronounced Woola. Do you just say WL like women loving women? Is it a Woola relationship? Can I say Woola? Is that's how I say it in my head? I'm just gonna say Woola. Y'all can laugh at me all you want, but that's what we're going with here. Okay. There is an endgame Woola relationship in this show, and it's great. They get married at the end, and just, yes. Anyway, so Jamila is played by Meredith Stepien. She's like the yin to Zazalil's yang, right? I don't know which one means which. I'm very sorry, but you know what I mean. They're like opposites. They balance each other out, which goes back to the main themes of the show being balance and responsibility, right? Right? Sorry, I'm an English major, and like, you know, everything has to connect back to the main themes, you know, close readings and shit. I'm sorry, I just went through midterms. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Jamila, I loved her character so much. I related to her so much as well, which I think is really cool because she's not really the antagonist of the show. She's probably the closest there is to an antagonist in the show. And still you see that she also has a point, but like Zazalil also has a point, and the show doesn't end with a Zazlil was right or a Jamila was right. It ends with them realizing, wait, the only way we can succeed is if we have new inventions, but we also are cautious about it, right? Which I think is a great message. And I just really love this show. Then there's Kiri, played by Denise Donovan. And honestly, any character that Denise Donovan plays ever is the most lovable, awesome character ever. Like, we'll get into it in, like, Starship, but Denise Donovan's great, guys. I loved her and Zazalil's relationship in the show. How Kiri kind of realized how she's been following Zazalil blindly, and she's like, let's find a new person to follow blindly, Zazalil. That'll be fun. How about Jamila? Anyway, I love her character. She's the best. And I mean, the sexual tension between Zazalil and Kiri, that angry kiss. Am I right, ladies? Yes. This is so cringy. Then we have Grunt, played by Joey Ricker. His character's great. Grunt is the romantic interest to the next character we're going to talk about, and he is the outsider in the group, and he's hilarious and great, and I mean, he's played by Joey Richter. Like, what's not to love about it? Okay. We're going to talk more specifically about the songs later, so we're just going to mosey on along to our next character, Emberly. Emberly is played by Rachel Soglin. She's great. That's just every single character I'm going to talk about. It's going to be like, yeah, they're played by this person, and they're great. No, but Rachel Soglin, she's great. Oh, bloody hell. I need a bigger vocabulary to talk about people. It's just like, they're great. They're awesome. I love them. That was creepy. Fuck. I'm so bad at this. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Emberly. Emberly's such a sweetheart. I love Emberly. And yeah, she's great. So articulate and well done. Then there is Ducker, who is probably one of my favorite secondary characters. Ducker is played by Joe Walker, who, as I said before, I actually met once, and it was very cool. Goodness gracious. Okay. Get yourself together. Anyway, Ducker is hilarious and great. One little thing I noticed about him in watching the show for like the bajillionth time to make this video, is that his makeup changes, I think probably during intermission, because in the beginning it's blue because like he's the duck priest, right? He's the great supreme egghead wizard. I forget his actual title. And then like in the second half of the show, it's orange and like fire. In the beginning it's blue like water, like ducks. You know what I mean? And I was just like, ooh, that's cool. Then there's Molag, played by Lauren Walker, and I mean, fuck yeah. Lauren Walker, I didn't actually know she's a stand-up comedian, which makes sense now. And oh gosh, I loved her so much. Her like little in-between scenes explaining shit. You privileged fucks. Just awesome. I loved her so much. She was the best. I loved Molag and Jamila's relationship. I thought they were great. Their dynamic is glorious. There's Schwipsy, played by none other than Jamie Lynn Beatty. She has a little more of a minor role in this show, which is still cool because she's great. And let's never forget that the first joke was created by Schwipsy. Then there's Smelly Balls, played by Brian Holden. He's great. Brian Holden, honestly, all of his characters are so iconic. As we all know, Smelly Balls is the one who creates nighttime by scaring away the sun. So we can all have him to thank for that. And there's Tivlin, played by Tiffany Williams. She is new to Starkid shows, and her voice is amazing. I love her character. She is also really sweet and great and adorable. She's like the definition, like, cinnamon roll. I know it's such a meme now, but like, it's such a good description. Also, her unrequited love for Chorn is a beautiful love story, and I am all fucking for it. I'm gonna get torn. Okay. The one thing about the show that, like, I can think of that isn't great, I feel really bad saying that, but like, it doesn't have as much character depth with the background characters as, for example, the guys who didn't like musicals had, which I think is just evidence to show how much Starkid is improving and how much more complex their shows are getting, which, I mean, keep going, guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are totally awesome. Obligatory Starkid reference. Okay, we're not gonna talk about all the songs because there's a lot of them, and my filming time is currently like 25 minutes, which we're gonna have to cut down on that because that's a fucking long video. We're just gonna talk specifically about, you know, the vocals and specific songs that I think are really cool. We got Work to Do. Obviously, that one became a meme, which I'm really happy about because that meant that more people knew about Starkid shows, which that is always a good thing. What If? Love this song. This is the song I listen to along with Status Quo from Starship if I need to do something that scares me, like school presentations or shit. It's one of my go-to songs. It's great. And Lauren's voice, it's just, it's, yes, okay. It was so articulate. Just a Taste and Paint Me, probably two of the most adorable love songs in existence. Just, I melt every time. Paint Me, what I didn't notice the first time and noticed more of the more times I watched the show is how many references there are to like old classic paintings in that song. They're great. The ones I've found so far are The Scream, Mona Lisa, American Gothic, The Creation of Adam, The Last Supper. That was one that it took me a while to catch, which is funny because it's really easy to see. And there's also, I'm not sure if it's actually a reference to Titanic, but it might be, so I'm gonna mention it anyway. Duck is Lord, a classic, which unfortunately is not on the cast album, but is a classic nonetheless. The Night Belongs to Snarl, in case any of us forgot that Brian Holden can sing, which for a moment I had forgotten. I'm like, holy shit, I forgot he could sing really well too. And obviously Jamie Lynn Beatty sings in this song, and if you saw my Guy Didn't Like Musicals video, you know how much I love Jamie's voice. Also Tiffany Williams sang in this song, and her voice is glorious as well. There is Into the Night, sung by Lauren Lopez, and this, along with What If and Status Quo from Starship, are the three songs, I'm sorry, I lied before, there are three songs that I listen to if I'm gonna do something scary, that, like, you know, presentations in class or something like that. Yes, I am an introvert. Whatever gave you that idea. I have no friends. I'm kidding, I have friends, I actually do. They don't know about my channel, and I hope they don't find out about it anytime soon. I don't know why I'm embarrassed about people in real life finding my channel, but I am. Into the Night is a great song. It's an empowering, inspiring song. And when Lauren Lopez goes into like the high register, I know there's a word for it. Is it head voice or chest voice? Because I'm not a singer. Yeah, anyway, so when Lauren Lopez like gets into like the higher registers, just wow. That was creepy as fuck. Okay, it's all fine. Right, then after Into the Night, we have The Night Belongs to Us, which is great. It's the last song of the first act, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before. Anyway, musicals, some of my favorite songs are usually end the first act songs because they always like intertwine all the different songs together, and like the culmination of the first act is like all these other songs put together, and like everything's shit's about to go down at the end of the first act, and just okay, I'm I'm a slut for musicals, guys, just honestly. Right, and what I really love about it, like I said, in end of the first act songs, there's always like little bits of melody from all the other songs in the first act, and then we also have Jamila's sad bit during it, which just, yes, I love sad songs. I know I said I love inspiring songs. Sad songs are good too. Climate Change, top-notch song, love it. Jamila's Lament, just, oh, I love it. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I already talked about Paint Me, Out My Butt, just iconic. Together, lesbian love song, am I right? That was so weird. What am I doing? This is the type of thing that I don't want people who actually know me in real life to see. Yes, Together is great. Love it. It's beautiful.
If we can do it together, then let's just do it together. Now you and I are together, and we can do this together, no matter what we will weather.
Then there's Chorn, and I already talked about Jamie Burns' voice and how fucking glorious it is. And this song is just, it just comes out of left field, and it's just like, wait, they're bringing aliens into this? What? And it's great and amazing and glorious. Then we have the finale, which is a medley, and like I said in the Guide to Like Musicals video, I fucking love medleys, especially in musicals, because it's like, oh yes, that song, and just beautiful. Yes. One thing, especially, I want to talk about, there's so much I want to talk about. One thing specifically that I really liked in the music of the show is how amazing the harmonies are. Like, oh my goodness, they are fucking beautiful. They're great. And on Starkid, I'm gonna say this in like every single one of the videos about their later shows, but I love seeing how much Starkid has improved from like 2009, and it's so nice to see. I said this in the Guide to Like Musicals video, but just seeing how much like the vocals have improved and the writing has improved, and they have microphones now. It's great. And yes. Right, so one of the great selling points about this show is the LGBT plus rep that is in it. There is an endgame Willow relationship. Zazalil and Jamila. OTP, am I right? They get married at the end, just, yes. There are other Willow relationships, like Jamila and Claire. Also, you learn later that Jamila and Schwupsie were married, which isn't confusing at all, because played by the same actor. Anyway, there's a polyamorous relationship between Jamila and like the entirety of the Neanderthal gang. There are basically every single character is bi or pan, which is great. I know a lot of people kind of erase this, but Jamila and Zazalil are both canon bi or pan because they're both into Clark when they meet him. So, yeah. There's also a non-binary character because Chorn goes by its pronouns. I didn't notice this when I watched it. Someone on Tumblr pointed it out, and I don't remember who it is, so I'm sorry if that was you. So, in conclusion, this is a great show, and if you haven't watched it yet, please go do that. It's just so good. If I haven't convinced you after all of this, I'm honestly not surprised, because on this side of editing, this video is not comprehensive at all, but it's fine. This is honestly such a good show, and it encompasses all the stuff that I love about Starkid musicals. It's funny, but it has a good message, it has interesting characters, it has some deep, heartfelt moments, and just at the end, it leaves you feeling all warm and fuzzy inside, and that's, yeah, what all Stark, except for the guy who didn't like musicals, but, I mean, that's just a fucking glorious show in itself. But, yeah, just at the end, it's just like, yay! What should you take away from this? Firebringer is great, I really liked it. I definitely didn't fangirl throughout this video. Nope. Starkid's great. Be prepared to see more Starkid content, because it's coming. Okay, everything's fine. Like if you liked this video. That seems like a redundant sentence, but sure. Subscribe if you want to see more of me talking about random shit, because honestly, what even is my channel? This has been me. Thank you for watching. See ya later. Bye! Also, one final thought. between my last video and filming this video, I reached over 100 subscribers, which, wow. So thank you so much. That's super cool. I wasn't sure what to expect when I first started making videos, but this is super cool. So thank you so much.